Welcome back to this fun. I think we're all set up here and raring to go. Thank you, XCA, for the raid. Welcome, you made it on time. So, yeah, this is the finale. We're gonna play to the end. I don't think that's gonna be terribly long. I did check a couple of YouTube Let's Plays just to see, like, I didn't obviously spoil myself, but I kind of looked at where they were when they were at the point that I'm at, and we may actually have a shorter stream. We may be at the end in about 3 hours, not even 4, but maybe we go to 4, we'll see. But we're closer than I thought. I thought there might be a little bit more meat to it, but it looks like, I mean, we really only have time to just handle Eris. The question is, how are we going to do that? Eris still kind of seems like she's sitting in the catbird seat right now. She seems quite confident that she's holding all the cards. And our boy Tyrion is asking himself what he's missing. He commented quite a few times during the last stream, like, I'm missing something. Something ties this all together, and I'm not sure if there is a missing piece of the puzzle that we're going to get that ties everything together here and now, or if there's something he's missing as far as something dangerous. I actually have a feeling, and I was wondering about this, like what Eris might have up her sleeve. I'm still curious why all those guards are unconscious, and I wonder if Eris is going to give the word and they're all going to pop up and Order 66 our asses. I don't think that's the case, but it would be funny. But there could be that. We did learn that Eris cannot lie. We suspected that from the rules about demons, but she affirmed it at the end of the last stream. Eris cannot lie. She can only tell the truth, even if she's twisting it. But I have a feeling there's a couple of bombshells coming, because it is the finale, as you say. So, I think I've said my piece. I don't think there's a whole lot else to it. It is time to finish. Tyrion and Cuthbert. And we are going to trial, I believe. Yep. Oh, and there's Eris, front and center. Rathalion is just like, well. This little minx. Rathalion the Scaled Lord. I imagine his opinion of Eris is rather low. Hello, your lordship. I think this is the first time we've met. You're a lot smaller than I expected. Yeah, Eris is not hiding anything at all anymore. She's just like, yeah, I'm responsible. Screw you. Which begs the question, what are we going to do about this? Because we've already established demons that commit murder. Like, how do you punish them? What do you do? I wonder if we're going to make another ass poll, because we basically won the last trial with an ass poll, where we just decided, oh, by the way, we can summon blood contracts now because reasons. Are we going to discover a new plot-convenient power? I hope not. I hope it's not an ass poll. I hope things come together logically. We'll see. Hey, you. Oh, he's a little more surprised by that. Who is this woman? Why have they brought a civilian before the Scaled Lord? Oh, they don't know why she's here. Eris has basically confessed at this point, more or less, I think. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because Tyrion figured out what her deal was last stream anyway, so she doesn't need to confess. We caught her. She's busted. Actually, she did confess when we tried to summon Ruby's blood contract. Eris is like, so you finally caught me. But, let's see. I had another thought there. Oh yeah, the other thought I had was, it's funny how Eris is giving herself up so easily when she went out of her way to punish Beatrice for what she did last stream. Because Beatrice nudged us quite far in the right direction. And then after the trial, she just fell unconscious. Eris was like, nah, I'm having no more of that. You did wrong, you know it. You're going out. You're done. And then Eris was just like, ah, whatever, I'll just step forward anyway. So I wonder how that's going to be addressed. People of the court, thank you for your patience. Until now, we've known this woman as Eris Ilmater. And ever since the massacre, we've been trying to determine who orchestrated this. Yeah, Eris disappearing right after all the murders really should have raised more suspicions than it did, but at least we're there now. We only knew that Arya Steelwind signed a blood contract with a demon called the Empress of Discord. We still know very little about this demon. We had no idea who they were or what they even looked like. But we know the truth now. People of the Wyvern Guard nobility, the woman on the witness stand isn't a civilian. She is the demon known as the Empress of Discord. Getting right into it. We're not going to ask you for your name and profession. We're just going to let everyone know it. I have no idea how, but her form is that of a human. Using this disguise, she entered the Grand Cathedral posing as Beatrice Frega's guide. She then aided the patron by using Beatrice Frega to help Arya Steelwind massacre members of the nobility.
Objection!
Why are we continuing with this? She's already admitted to taking part of the massacre. So she has admitted it. Well, I mean, we gotta do something, right? Let's force her to tell us who the patron is and be done. Oh! So the patron is someone different. I wondered about that. I'm still suspicious of a few people. I think it would be a very interesting twist if it actually was, what's his face? God, I can't remember. It's been a week. I can't remember people's names. This guy. Oster. Yeah, Oster. It would be funny if it was Oster. If he was actually the patron. I don't think that's going to be true, but it would be quite the twist. But there's a lot of potentials for patrons. It could also just be her. So let's see. How typical. The Grand General thinks he can solve all of his problems with violence. I mean, it works quite well, I gotta be honest. But let me ask you this. Why are you assuming that the patron is a human? So again, it could be her. What? I never assumed that. I didn't assume jack. In Arya's contract, it says that the patron is the individual who gives the contract to her. How do you know that I'm not that individual? Well, let's ask her. I go by many names. The Empress of Discord is only one of them. If what you're saying is true, that makes this a simple matter. We simply need to execute you for your crimes against the kingdom. It's not gonna do anything. Haven't you forgotten what my underling said during Frega's trial? I didn't. As a demon, I can never truly die. If you destroy my body, I'll simply reform in the abyssal hells. I wonder, what might happen to your daughter if you were to draw my ire? Well, yeah. Keep in mind you're threatening someone who owns your daughter. Literally. You're prosecuting her and playing the villain. But I know the truth. You secretly care about her, don't you? What nonsense are you spouting? No, she's right, and we all know it. When you thought she had Mage Blight, you had to prosecute her. You held on to the little hope that you could convict her and convince her to take a plea deal. As the king's wife, her position might have been salvageable. And you did this all so she could be with her beloved Oster. What? But then it was revealed she signed a blood contract with me. That changed everything. Mage Blight is one thing, but a demon owning her soul? She can't very well be a queen like this, now can she? Oh, she's got a point. She's put Arya in a very undesirable position. What is she gonna do? I mean, she can't marry Oster like this, right? Let me just marry a demon's minion. You had to find out who the patron was before her trial ended, didn't you, Lucio? Otherwise, your beloved daughter would never be free. Well, and you did all of this because you feel bad for what you did to her. Everything I've done is for the good of House Steelwind. Is that what you were doing? Because the way I see it, you abandoned her for her entire childhood. You felt so guilty about killing her mother that you couldn't bear to face her. Well, Eris knows how to play you. Eris, stop this. And you know what that did to her. You didn't just take away her mother, you took away her father, too. Someone just throw something at her. You starved her of any affection. She couldn't help but latch onto the first person to show her any kind of superficial kindness. Eris! Nah, she ain't listening. She didn't fall in love with Oster. She became obsessed with him. She stopped being her own person, and she clings to him like a parasite. She changed everything about herself to suit his likes and desires. And you know deep down in your heart, you know that if he is ever taken away from her, she will fall apart. I mean, this isn't the time for this. She's not wrong, but it isn't the time for this. Since I pity you so much, I'll let you in on a little secret. Killing me won't save your daughter. and you don't have the means to confine me. And even if you know who I am, your daughter will never be safe from my influence. What? But I suppose there's one possible way to break my contract. Which they're probably... Is she gonna tell us? How confident are you, Oh, my contract will bind Arya Steelwind to the patrons so long as they both live. Ah. If you truly want to free your daughter from my control, all you have to do is kill her. Do the poor thing a favor and put her out of her misery. You little wretch! I will hunt you until the end of... Yeah, Italian's had enough. Enough squabbling. Lucio, we cannot antagonize her if we want to find out how this happened. Yeah, suck it up. Is she right? Is Arya's fate truly doomed? No, ass pull incoming, I'm sure. There has to be something we can do. I just don't understand, Eris. Why are you doing this? You're not a noble. You're probably not even a citizen of Wyverngard. Why would you go through the trouble of doing any of this? Well, she probably just loves chaos. Play the Joker card? No, she's gonna turn it on us instead. Tyrion, why are you here? What? Why do you constantly risk your life for the sake of others? Why do you try to seek justice in a clearly unjust world? I don't know, honestly. I think you do know. The answer is simple. You do it because it satisfies you. You save people. You fight the system. You just love indulging in your own heroics, don't you? That's not... It feels good, doesn't it, Tyrion? You know that you're the only righteous person in an unjust society. When you succeed, you're hailed as a hero. And if you fail, it's society's fault, not yours. No matter what happens, you can take solace in the knowledge that you're so much better than everyone else. That superiority you feel over them must be intoxicating. Your divine blood makes it so. You just can't resist giving into it. No, I don't think she's on the mark on this one. But just as your divine blood compels you to do good, my hellish blood compels me to do the opposite. I just can't help but take every opportunity to make you all suffer. My entire purpose is to see each and every one of their faces contorted in agony and despair. Humanity is a stain on the world. They're worthless parasites who steal, maim, and kill to get what they want. That's all they are, and I despise those who try to pretend that they're anything different. You're wrong, Eris. Humanity is so much more than you realize, and I truly pity you if that's all you see in us. Oh, so now it's us. That actually just reminded me, there's something I hate even more than humanity. I despise the Celestials of the upper planes who go against the natural order. They condemn and admonish beings like me, all while watching humanity suffer from their secluded little heaven. They realized that humanity would never willingly choose good over evil. So they created the Heavensborn to tip the balance in their favor. It's so self-indulgent that it makes me want to puke. That's what the Heavensborn are? It is, and I've made quite a hobby out of breaking them and sending them back to their creators. You got like 3 hours to do that, my girl. I throw them into the deepest pit of despair before extinguishing their lives. There's been no greater joy in my eternal life. And it took a lot of work to get you right where I need you, Tyrion. Yeah, are we right where she needs us? What's this thing that Tyrion hasn't figured out yet? I have a feeling it's going to be an eventful 3 hours. Wait, are you saying... You asked me why I did this, didn't you? My actions that day were all for you, my dearest Tyrion. All so I could see the despair on your face when you realized the truth. What's the truth going to end up being? Tyrion... No. Is Celeste going to have something to do with this? Don't tell me Celeste is the patron. That would be wild. That's enough out of you, you witch. I mean, there's got to be some sort of betrayal. She's got to hit us somehow, right? That's enough out of you, you witch. Wasn't there even a jump ahead? A flash forward at the beginning of this trial where Celeste was saying something about how she could no longer protect us? Something's gonna happen. Lucio? Cuthbert, you promised me that we would save my daughter together. You know, I did. Fair. I may have been a little optimistic there. I'm sorry, you said those words to me with such conviction. We may find a way to do it. Like I said, just wait for the ass pull. Yet here you stand, quivering like a grunt in his first battle. Are a few meager doubts enough to force a retreat from you? Is that all it takes to defeat the infamous Tyrion Cuthbert? Dude, this is my 5th case. Settle down. He's probably desperate at this point. If Eris is the patron, there's very little hope for Arya. Yeah, but I don't know. Who could be the patron? Unlike Beatrice's, her blood contract was short and concise. There was very little room for interpretation, so we probably can't dispute it either. But what kind of attorney would we be? No, what kind of friend would we be if we didn't see this through? Eris, we didn't call you here today to wax poetic with you. The people you've harmed have a right to know what you did that day. So either give us your testimony or get out. Even now, you're still undeterred. I really do love that about you. But I do wonder how long that will last. Wow, a witness testimony out of Eris. Oh, we're going right to the dramatic music. It's true! I was the one who masterminded this. Look at how black and white I am. I'm literally just Hotter Monokuma. I knew about the king's funeral at the Grand Cathedral, so I forced Beatrice Frege to allow me to accompany her. Did he forget that he's the prosecutor? He will go against us. Yeah, but these games tend to fudge the lines near the end, especially for Lucio here. I mean, we don't need a prosecutor. We know she did it. The question is now just getting to the truth. And at the end of the day, it is his daughter. Lucio is gonna bend to try to protect her, I'm sure. When I was there, I used my contracts with Beatrice Frege and Arya Steelwind to compel them to act against their will. And through the actions of Beatrice Frege and Arya Steelwind, I facilitated the deaths of Lloyd Von Sanctus, Corlin Sybil, and Garrick Pierce. The way she's wording this has a lot of wiggle room, because there are things that she could be conveniently omitting. Through the actions of Beatrice Frege and Arya Steelwind, through the actions of anyone else? You didn't kill them, you facilitated their deaths? What's going on here? The only motivation for my actions that day was to harm Tyrion Cuthbert's friends and make him suffer. I'm trying to think. She couldn't have mind-controlled us to do it because we were literally just not in the right places at the right times. Same with Celeste. There's no surprises there. And before you ask, aside from my thralls, I was acting alone that day. I didn't follow direct or indirect orders from anyone. Your testimony is pretty thorough. It's still got that demon level wiggle room. Of course, I am a demon after all. Since I'm unable to lie, I thought it would be best to be as detailed as possible. That way there's no room for doubt. Isn't that wonderful, Tyrion? She's definitely playing with us. No kidding. She may not have technically lied, but she's definitely not acting in good faith. So what would be the purpose in lying at this point if she's just going to admit to everything? I suppose the best thing she could do is lie to hide who the patron is, if the patron is technically someone else. If it's not, then hot damn, like who the hell is the patron? I want to hear Eris say, I am not the patron. I want to hear that. I want to hear those words pass her lips. Because otherwise, I'm not necessarily buying it, especially if we've only got a few more hours left. We should look at her testimony more closely. It's true, I was the one who masterminded this. Well, I'm the one who's pressing it. So you completely carried out this plan yourself. Well, I clearly had the help of Beatrice Frege and Arya Steelwind, so I wasn't truly acting alone. Again, there is language being used here where she could still not have been acting alone and there were other people helping. She's not giving us a flat yes or no. She was saying, well, it was Beatrice and Arya. Might have been someone else, but she's not saying that. You know what I meant. Yes, I just can't help myself sometimes. To state things plainly, no human willingly helped me with my plan that day. We know she can't lie, but she's probably had a lot of practice deceiving people. Oh yeah, it's possible to lie if you word it around. Well, she physically can't tell a lie by her nature. She can certainly lie through omission or just not answer a question directly. We should keep our wits about us. I knew about the king's funeral at the Grand Cathedral, so I forced Beatrice Frege to allow me to accompany her. How did you find out about it? It was supposed to be a closely guarded secret. Oh, Tyrion, I can't tell you all of my secrets now, can I? We can't exactly threaten to charge her with perjury. It's a surprise that she's even testifying in the first place. Exactly. Unless we can extract all the information she has, we'll just have to play along with her games. When I was there, I used my contracts with Beatrice Frege and Arya Steelwind to compel them to act against their will. What a terrifying ability. Thank you for noticing. That wasn't a compliment. Yes, it was. I find it all quite sickening how you demons prey on people. Prey? People know what they're signing up for when they sign a contract with a demon. You can hardly blame me for collecting what was freely offered. Please, we both know that Arya didn't knowingly or willingly sign that contract. Aren't you just assuming that? Why don't you tell me flat out, you little can't liar? What? How do you know that she didn't knowingly sign a contract with me? My client would never willingly sign a contract with you, Eris. Really? What if I were to threaten her dearest fiancé? You may see Arya as a paragon of justice, but everyone has their breaking point. Well, she is an illusionist, but she could very well have just threatened people to do what she wanted, so everyone does have their breaking point. If that's true, tell us under what circumstances Arya signed the contract. Yeah, please, ask her directly. Yeah, now you're not going to answer. That's what I thought. We knew it. She's just trying to get inside our head. That's the best thing you can do with Eris, is just call her out on her bullshit because she knows she can't bullshit. Arya would never sign a contract like that, even if it was to protect Oster. Through the actions of Beatrice Frege and Arya Steelwind, I facilitated the deaths of Lloyd von Sanctus, Corlin Sybil, and Garrick Pierce. Why are you using their full names? You know I can't lie, so I thought I'd give you something. For example, I could have easily referred to another Steelwind or another Frege that I enthralled. That list is very long, you know. I'm sure she's got piles of contracts. Ignore her, Lucio. She's trying to get under your skin. Anyways, aside from Pierce, Von Sanctus, and Sybil were key members of the Wyvern Guard nobility. What reason could you possibly have to kill the three of them? I didn't. I didn't have a reason to kill them. I just happened to facilitate their deaths. That's not really true. But you specifically went after them. I did, but I didn't have any particular reason to do so. Well, that's interesting, because this seems like quite plain language, and we thought there was a reason to go after Pierce, so, But that doesn't make any sense. I suppose it doesn't. Anyway, would you like for me to add that to my testimony? What? It would help you, wouldn't it? Yeah, I suppose so. She has got to be the most unpredictable witness we've cross-examined. That's the best part. The worst witness to cross-examine is the one who's unable to lie. You'd think it'd be the other way around. This does not seem factually accurate. So I want to call this out as a lie, but how would it be true in order for her to not break the I can't lie because I'm a demon rule? We already established that Pierce was killed due to his knowledge of Celeste's parentage. How could you possibly have no motivation to see them dead? Aren't you just assuming that? I'm not. That's the only logical conclusion. If Eris says otherwise, you can't deny her. And that's where you made your mistake. You're assuming that I act logically. We're a bit out of our element right now. Every murder we've investigated has always followed some kind of logic that we can use to make deductions. But Eris is a different beast entirely, literally. For all we know, she could be completely insane. We might very well be seeing connections that aren't there. Yeah, that is true. But I also feel like that could be an excuse, so let's see if we can catch her in a half-lie or something. She did openly admit to someone, I believe Orium White, that she was actually insane, but anyway. My only motivation for my actions that day was to harm Tyrion Cuthbert's friends and make him suffer. Well then, is something wrong, Tyrion? I went to all this trouble to get your attention. The least you could do is appreciate it. Objection! Enough! Stay on subject, witness. I'm not complaining about this. But if you really wanted to make me suffer, why wouldn't you just go after the people close to me? Oh, but what would be the fun in that? Killing people is such an easy task to accomplish. Even a child could do it. There are much more effective ways to make someone suffer. She hasn't gotten to Celeste yet. It's only a matter of time. And before you ask, aside from my thralls, I was acting alone that day. I didn't follow direct or indirect orders from anyone. Why do you find the need to specify that? To leave less room for doubt. Beatrice used an indirect order to feign ignorance in your previous trial, didn't she? But did you work together with anyone to facilitate the massacre? Of course I did. I worked together with Beatrice Frege and Arya Steelwind. You know what I meant, Eris. My apologies, I just can't help myself sometimes. I'll say it clearly so you can be certain. I did not have a contract with anyone that wanted to facilitate any of those murders. I was acting of my own free will. Even when she says it directly, we can't help but doubt everything she says. You know what? I find myself doing the exact same thing. We just need to examine her testimony closely. She technically can't lie, but she's clearly hiding something in her testimony. Instead of examining the wording of her statements, focus on what she's clearly trying to imply with each statement. We might be able to find a contradiction there. Yeah. So, here's the added. It's also the only one where her stance is a little bit different. I wonder if that's telling. I didn't really have a reason to kill them specifically. I just needed Arya to kill my victims as quickly and efficiently as possible. Well, then why did she stand around waiting? Signing. Also, what was all this about? I just wanted to kill people. Could have killed him, but I guess we can't appeal to logic. All we can say is that she wasn't really trying to get people to kill as quickly and efficiently as possible. She did wait. Na. What about this? Why would you polymorph Alaric? Also this. No. Where is the Arya was standing around waiting testimony? But it wasn't the most direct route. There had to be an explanation for that. We don't get penalized for presenting evidence, or I should say we haven't yet. We might now because it's Eris, but we can just throw things out. Wanted to frame Arya as much as possible. That could also work. There's also this. What was with fighting Celeste? Alright, I got a few things here that could work. Also, what's this about? Alright, well, let's just throw stuff out there. Objection! That worked! Surprising. Alright. I thought there were a few options there. I'm not sure which one of those might have worked and which ones wouldn't, but it looks like I guessed right the first try. We needed Arya to kill him as quickly and efficiently as possible. But that's not exactly what happened, did it? Yes, it appears I underestimated your little bodyguard. That's the other thing I'm curious about. I wonder if she actually did mean to kill Celeste, and Celeste was just too much for Arya. Things lasted a lot longer than I anticipated. That's not what I was referring to, but also that. Oh? You said that you needed Arya to kill them as efficiently as possible. But that doesn't really match with what happened to Garrick Pierce, does it? Is that so? That look on her face, why does she look so happy? Eris, unlike the murders of Von Sanctus and Sybil, Pierce was murdered with a blade frozen with magic. It's such an extremely convoluted way to kill someone. It will only make sense if you were trying to hide the evidence. I mean, okay, I guess. There's a lot of things. I threw that evidence out there because she took a very indirect route. There's also the fact that she waited for Celeste, and then there's this. So honestly, we have a lot of different things going on here. But that clearly wasn't your intent. I agree. So why would I do that? For the love of God, woman, can you stop speaking in riddles? I have no love for any god aside from myself. She's behaving differently than she was during her testimony. She's being vague. Is she still hiding something? Okay, stop getting baited by her words and take a moment to think about this logically. She's very good at misdirecting us and playing with everyone's emotions. Yes, she is. So stick to the facts that we know for certain. In her testimony, she said the following. I didn't really have a reason to kill them specifically. I just needed Arya to kill my victims as quickly and efficiently as possible. Yeah, so what can we find hidden in these words? Kill them. Who's them? She could just be referring to Von Sanctus and Sybil. Not necessarily Pierce. She may have been trying to mislead us. Them, I bet. The one in italics. Considering who she is, she's definitely trying to mislead us. Oh, wow. Oh, this is some Apollo Justice level of pick on the statement. To kill them specifically. I'm hovering over this. Is her thumb twitching? Is her thumb twitching? Someone check if her thumb is twitching. It's either my victims or them. Because that doesn't really specify who them and my victims are. Again, she could have been targeting Celeste. Let's try this one. She used the word specifically. Could that change the meaning of the entire phrase? She didn't have a reason to kill the 3 specific victims, but she might have had a reason to kill in general. That seems like a stretch, though. She did say that she did all this for us. Did she set all this up so we would have a mystery to solve? It's too difficult to read her demented mindset. Maybe one of her other phrases is something we can use. Okay, let's try this one. Ah, it is that one, okay. I figured it was one of the two. She said her victims instead of the victims. It's a small distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And we recall Maranoth using a similar trick during Beatrice's trial, which can only mean the victims of this case aren't the same as her victims. Eris, which of the people in this case were your victims? Well, considering what happened, you could say that everyone at the cathedral that day was my victim. Yes, but who was killed directly by Beatrice Frege or Arya Steelwind? Okay, so next question. Who wasn't? SpaghettiOs. I have a bad idea. I had a very bad idea. It seems almost certain that Arya killed Von Sanctus and Sybil, because we went over their murders and Sybil literally had a witness to Arya pushing Sybil off a bridge or off a balcony or whatever. Who killed Pierce? And I think the answer might be Celeste, because Celeste knows shape water. Oh dear. So, blood contracts. This is unfortunate. She did say she was going to get Celeste to betray us. Wouldn't be very difficult if she had a blood contract with her. Yeah, well, here's the thing. If she had a blood contract with Celeste, that would still qualify Pierce as one of her victims, Because she still got Arya. She didn't get Arya to kill him. She just got Celeste to kill him. But I guess she didn't say that name. Let's back that up. Who was directly killed by Beatrice Frege or Arya Steelwind? Okay, so there you go. If Pierce wasn't, that could only mean one thing. I knew it. You're hiding something, aren't you? If that's what you think, it's definitely possible. Again with the vague answers. Why would she even agree to testify in the first place? To reveal that she has control of Celeste, and the moment you realize that, she's gonna Mage Blade your ass. There's nothing any of us can threaten her with, and nothing we can do to permanently harm her. She could have easily gone into hiding. She never had to come here. Which means she wanted to come here, but why? Just tell me, Eris, who killed Lloyd Von Sanctus? Arya Steelwind. And who killed Corlin Sybil? Arya Steelwind. And who killed Garrick Pierce? Well, balls. I mean, there's only one person, right? He was killed by Shapewater, so why are you staying silent? Out with it, demon! Who killed Garrick Pierce? I refuse to answer. I mean, figure it out, my guy. She's doing this on purpose. In her own obnoxious way, she's trying to guide us to the truth. Oh, I got guided to the truth pretty damn quick, buddy. Try to keep up. But for what purpose? Well, here's a problem. Who killed... You better give me... You son of a bitch. It's not unknown! It's not unknown, I know it! Just let me say it. An unknown person killed Garrick Pierce. That must mean it was Celeste. Eris, you're not the patron described in Arya's contract, are you? So does that mean does that mean this is a completely independent situation? That would be curious. What if because we had this whole situation last trial where the monkey broke into Frege's office to destroy the will and all that, and that was totally separate from the murder. What if we have two completely independent murders here? What if Eris is doing all this stuff, but someone else had Celeste kill Garrick? I don't know. I feel like Eris would be the patron in Arya's contract, but that doesn't mean she's the patron in every contract. Who knows? I never confirmed or denied that. Are you serious? No, I believe it. I grow sick of your games, demon. But games are all these demons do. We knew it. The murders were too politically motivated to have been completely random. We can unequivocally prove the patron's identity by using a divine edict. That might kill you. But because of the risk of getting it wrong, that just leaves us right where we started. Who is the patron, Eris? Who is responsible for all of this? I don't think it's Celeste. I don't think that would track. But I do think the patron has got Celeste. So... I mean, fuck me. If it's not her, who is it? This would be wild. I don't think it's you, because you have a contract on you. Same with Arya. I toyed with the idea of it being Orion, but I don't actually believe that. She's saying it's not her. Dead? Probably not. Probably not. I don't see how. Von Sanctus, no. Lucio, I don't see it really. Oster? I don't know. I don't know, man. I think there's room for doubt. I don't know. I think he might be the big bad. I think that would be really wild. I think that would be cray-cray. That'd be something else. I don't think it's the kid. You're dead. It's not Frege, because you're the one with the contract on you. I doubt it's the Necromancer, because he was just kind of pulled out of thin air, and he seems innocent from some of our conversations. This guy's a possibility. That is a very distinct possibility that it could be that the Theon guy. Is that his name? Yeah, Theon. I don't think it's Dragon Boy. That would be wild too, but I don't know. It could be Theon. Don't know. You want me to find out the truth, so why are you staying silent? Because it will be so much better when you discover it yourself. No spoilers, Psy'Min. That means we already have the evidence we need to do it. Yeah. You've felt it, haven't you? Ever since the investigation started, you felt a nagging feeling in the back of your mind, haven't you? Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. Where Tyrion is just like, there's something I'm missing, there's something I'm missing, there's something I'm missing. What if it was Celeste? What if it was Celeste? That's how Eris breaks us. By demonstrating that Celeste was the big bad the whole time. And she's the one who killed Garrick to shut him up. Not because of the family's self-interest or whatever, because of her self-interests. Maybe she even knows who her family already is and she's just playing dumb. What? How do you? It's right in front of you, Tyrion. You're just refusing to see it. Yeah, put two and two together, my guy. You're refusing to see who I made a contract with that day. You made your contract with the patron on that day? Here's the other thing that's curious. It's the letter that Garrick sent that got sent to us. The fact that it was torn in half. Actually, hang on a second. I want to read that. Where is it? Where is... Because what if this was the top half of this? This blood contract seems strange. Unlike Beatrice's contract, it's only one page. Even stranger, there's a large empty space at the top half of the page. The page is torn in the middle. I hope you understand. I would never have contacted you unless I had no other choice. I know the truth behind McCoy's true parentage, and I'm aware of how vital this information is to you. As you know, my execution is scheduled for next month, and I'm running out of time. I want to trade this information with you. In exchange, you will grant me my freedom. Meet me with the private prayer room within the Grand Cathedral, the Scaled Lord, at 2 p.m. You will save me from my fate, or else for the intentions of this contract, the person who hands the contract to Arya Steele would be referred to as the patron by signing this contract, blah, blah, blah. Maybe? That's a very belabored sentence structure, but it does technically work. But that doesn't tell us who sent it or who the patron is or whatever. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Celeste went to get the mail. Didn't she? Because she made her tea and she was like, oh, I don't want to share it with anyone else, but we had a knock at the door and Celeste went to get it and she was just like, huh, there was nobody there, but hey, check out this letter. Did you sign it there? Oh, I don't trust Celeste. I don't trust Celeste. Celeste is bad. I don't trust her. You're not my Eric Perio Arcane buddy anymore. I have a bad feeling. Even with the eye of a god, you're still blinded by your human sentimentality. I mean, she's laying it on thick here. She's like, come on. So think through it carefully. Who killed Garrick Pierce that day? I mean, if he was killed by Shape Liquid, it could only be one other person, right? Yeah. Come on, my guy. No, we don't need the contemplative music and the think through this. Celeste is literally, like, beside you going, I wonder when he's going to figure it out. Let everything else disappear from the world and only think of the facts. If Eris wasn't the patron, that means someone else was controlling Arya's actions. But they still coordinated with Eris, who had control of Beatrice. In an extremely roundabout way, Eris admitted that Arya was used to kill Von Sanctus and Sybil. When the patron killed those two, they were able to effectively counter every magical defense they brought up. What do we already know about the patron through the first two murders? I mean, I really just want to point at Celeste. If it's not Celeste, I'm going to get mad at this game for beating around the bush, because I've already figured it out. And they knew Sybil could still drown if she was frozen by hold creature and affected by stone skin. What do we know about the patron through the first two murders? The patron is experienced in national politics using lethal magic. They're well versed in using magic lethally. So whoever did this had an in-depth knowledge of high-level magic. Not only that, they came up with creative ways to bypass the defenses put up by Von Sanctus and Sybil. Yes, they had the ability to react quickly and decisively. But Celeste was also with us, so I wonder how she monitored all this. But things changed when they murdered Pierce. Eris implied that neither Eris nor Beatrice killed Pierce. So did the patron kill him personally? But why? They already had control of Arya. I would imagine the entire point of enthralling her would be to hide their own involvement. They did. I mean, Arya did eventually run in. And Celeste was not with us when Garrick and Tyrion fell over asleep. So technically speaking, Celeste could have just used Arya, or whoever the patron is, could have just used Arya to murder Pierce regardless, because Arya also knows Shape Liquid. But we also know that Celeste knows Shape Liquid because we spilt her tea. They become impatient because Celeste was holding her ground against Arya. No, Beatrice was already able to slip past them. That's how she was able to knock us and Pierce out with a sleep spell at 2:30. Why didn't Eris use Beatrice to kill Pierce? If the patron was coordinating with Eris, you could have easily had Beatrice kill Pierce. Beatrice, the murderer... Betray the patron? That's an interesting... The murderer wanted to kill Pierce personally. We have commented on the past on how the ending that Pierce got wouldn't necessarily have satisfied Celeste. Well, what if she wanted to murder his ass? Quickly is also an option. We don't get penalized for this. Let's toss it out there. Yep. They wanted to kill Pierce personally. I feel like the game is really spelling this out. It's not much of a reveal if I figured it out 10 minutes ago, game. Does that mean Pierce's murder was more emotionally driven than the other two? I will say that if I'm right about this, that is a very good twist I didn't see coming, because I was like, how is Eris going to hurt Celeste? How is Eris going to kill Celeste? How is Eris going to do this or that? Eris ain't going to do shit. Celeste was the bad guy. We're going to be broken because Celeste was our best friend, and she was just like, no, I'm the mastermind. I'm just imagining Celeste off screen with a big grin on her face, like, figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. Or I wonder if she's worried we're going to figure it out. She hasn't interjected much. So I'm curious what the look on her face is right now. That might explain why the method used to murder him was so convoluted. It's the same way you murdered someone else. Apparently it's right there, so why aren't we seeing it? No, I am seeing it. Psymin Sezz, as well as says, whoever did this, they murdered Von Sanctus and Sybil, and those two were house leaders of the Four Pillars. In a way, they both represented corrupted parts of our kingdom's government. Von Sanctus essentially got away with murdering Justin Way, he did, and Sybil clearly had an apathetic approach to remedying the corruption within the justice system. But the biggest clue we have is the one that Eris indirectly gave us. My actions that day were all for you, my dearest Tyrion. All so I could see the despair on your face when you realized the truth. The truth. She wants us to discover it. This would also explain why we were invited onto the grounds. Because I was wondering, why did you even bother bringing Celeste and me to this place when Arya was just going to go on a tear and kill everyone, and that doesn't really involve us. Now it involves us. Celeste was the murderer. I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. But if that's true, she wouldn't still be here. Wait, I interrupted my own thought. Oh yeah, at first we thought she was trying to make us feel guilty for what happened, but if that were true, she wouldn't still be here. There's something else that she wants us to realize, because it will throw us into that despair somehow. Haha, she is Monokuma. Let's review everything we've deduced about whoever she made a contract with. Come on, my guy. She would have, if she made the contract that day, she made it at our door. Literally at our door with Celeste. Through the way they're controlling Arya, they were creative and skilled at using magic. They must have been constantly exposed to creative uses of magic. Really drawing it out here. Not to mention they somehow personally handed a blood contract to Arya and had her sign it. Did Arya sign anything while she was at our house? I don't think so. I mean, Celeste could have forced her to do it. Ooh, I don't know about that. Going by what we know, Arya was either threatened or tricked into signing that blood contract. So whoever did this must have had the strength to threaten her, or they were deeply trusted by her. Ah, there we go. I want to know the circumstances of this signing, because it sounds like, yeah. I think I'm right. Unless there's something way wild happening, I think I'm right. In addition to that, they must have been close to the prayer room when the attack happened. And lastly, they must have had an emotional grudge against Garrick Pierce. If you're gonna cut the music like that, make it a reveal. Celeste is gonna be right in my face. Come on, give me that that Yuki Doki Doki Literature Club jump scare. Come on, let's just have it. Let's just have it. Celeste. Celeste was the murderer the whole time. Do it. Do it, game. Tell me. Bang, 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 bang. You. What? No. That's not. It's the most logical conclusion with what we know thus far, which is why I came to that conclusion 5 hours ago! Oh, it's spelling it out. Who did Eris make a blood contract with on the day of them? I got it right? No, it can't be. That's not. Eris wanted to make us suffer, but we can't run away from this. We owe it to Arya. No, we owe it to everyone within Vingard to see this through. We need to follow through no matter how painful it is. Who did Eris make a blood contract with? I mean, I don't think I'm giving the wrong option. It's just making me pick it 3 times. I mean, isn't it? It has to be someone else. She would never. Can we think of anyone else? Who else could Eris have chosen? Who else could she have chosen that would make us feel like this? I mean, I think the game is making me pick the right answer 3 times. I don't think I'm getting a game over. Wait. I can't tell. I can't tell if the game is hammering it home or trying to forgive a mistake. I'm pretty sure it's Celeste. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah. Hey, you. Our scream of anguish echoes through the ruins. I mean, come on. Everyone is caught off guard and stares at us in confusion. What? What is it? Is everything okay, Mr. Cuthbert? Tyrion, are you? We can feel our eyes well up as we look at her. One look at our expression tells her everything she needs to know. I mean, who do you think it is? There it is! You've realized it, haven't you? I've been waiting for this moment for so long. What are you talking about? I demand an explanation. Mr. Cuthbert, what have you discovered? Tell them, Tyrion. Tell them who did this. Issue your divine edict right now. So, we can't kill Eris, we can't kill the person who signed the contract, and we can't kill the patron, because it's Celeste. I want to see how this contract comes together. Are we still missing a middle part? We want to be wrong. We never wanted anything more in our entire lives. Nothing would make us happier than having this edict fail, even if it were to cost us our own life. But we know the truth. Eris Elmater, Empress of Discord, Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. By the Eye of Horus, I issue upon you a divine edict. Release thine guards and manifest your blood contract with... Say it! Say your name so that everyone can hear it! Release thine guards and manifest your blood contract with... Celeste McCoy. Well, what's it gonna say? I wonder if this is gonna be the bottom half of the contract. With the apparent death of Tyrion Cuthbert... Wait a minute, what? Oh, that... Oh! I did not mention that. Something I noticed when I was, like, from the last stream, Eris made somebody a promise. They were bound to someone else to save our lives in case, like, from when we made that bad divine edict with someone who had not made a blood contract and almost killed us. But Eris made the contract, just kind of made this comment. It's like, well, I do technically still owe her, so I guess I have to bring you back. Of the people that her referred to, I did not think it was Celeste. With the apparent death of Tyrion Cuthbert, the Empress of Discord shall revive him, contingent upon the eternal servitude of Celeste McCoy. Henceforth, Celeste McCoy's soul shall be eternally bound to the abyssal hells. As a part of her servitude, Celeste McCoy shall engage in actions deemed necessary to secure the compliance and cooperation of Arya Steelwind in the Empress's endeavors. And lastly, it is stipulated that Celeste McCoy, of her own volition and agency, shall bring about the demise of Garrick Pierce by her own hand. Afterwards, Tyrion Cuthbert's consciousness will be restored. So,